Hi Flosstube, my name's Mel and this is my channel Patchy Pony Stitcher, all about cross stitching and other crafts that I do and dabble in. Today is the 7th of March and I'm going to have a WIP parade for you. Why in March? I missed the boat in January and I went to get all my bits and pieces and realised I've sort of haven't been keeping track this year of how many stitches and what I've been working on. So today is going to be a reset for that, so I can get back on track with some record keeping on what I've been working on. Life's just been busy. I don't know about you guys, but I've had so much on in February and March, and I'm just stealing a minute before work today to come to you and give you an update on my stitching. I recently went to Taylor Swift, which was amazing, and went to the Blue Mountains in New South Wales and spent some time with some gorgeous ladies. I did a video last week about our start that we started along together. And if you want to check that out, just check my last video. It's the same project and we're going to be working on it all together in 4 different ways. It's Maria Finney by Shakespeare Peddler, which I'll give you an update today as we go through my WIP parade. Now, I am going to have a little bit of some horse footage at the end of this because I have had some viewers asking me for some updates on the ponies. I haven't really shared much of recent time, so I will pop that in at the end for you just as a little extra. So let's get started. I am going to do my WIP parade in chronological order of my starts. And I am not going to have before photos because I just don't have the time to do the editing for that. So we're just going to start with the most oldest WIP, working through to my youngest WIP, and then we'll go from there. So my oldest WIP is A Celtic Welcome by Joan Elliott. Now, I don't think in the whole time I've been watching Flosstube I've ever seen anybody doing this one. I've seen it once on Instagram completed, and I loved it, absolutely love it. My mum's Irish and it called out to me. Now this is 2019, and I really still don't have a lot of progress done, but it is hard going. I'm working on 20 count Aida and I'm using 1 thread over 1 Aida square using the DMC. And it is fiddly and there's lots of counting because of the Celtic knots, and I made a boo-boo. I've picked up the wrong color thread, which I have to pull out and replace with a gold. And I must say, I don't really enjoy this project, but I do love the finished project of what I've seen. So it's not a high priority for me. It's just a plugging away WIP. And I use this for when challenges are called, and it's great for E because Joan Elliott. So when I'm doing challenges where you have to have either the name of the design starting with E or the designer, it's great for that. So you won't see a lot of this one over the time. It will pop up randomly from time to time when I've put work in it. But so that is Joan Elliott's Celtic Welcome. My next oldest WIP is a Carriage House Samplings design called Quaker Quilts. Again, not one that I've seen at all on Flosstube before. This again is a 2019 start, and I am going to remove the animals, the snake, the squirrel. I might keep the birds and the cat I'm going to remove. And this one is on a 32 count linen, and that's all I've done. I am using 2 threads over 2 on this, and I am using, what threads am I using? Because it's not the called for, I'm using Victoria Mottos on this one, and they've got a slight variegation as you can see in the brown and the blue. Again, it's not one that I absolutely love, but love working on, but I do like the finished design. So again, it will I'll use that to continue for challenges when nothing else of my high priority WIPs fit. The third one I'm going to show you again is a 2019 WIP called Quaker Christmas 2. This one again has been a long haul, but I do love this one, and this is on schedule for a finish this year because I've already put in 2024. I'm not going to show you the cover photo because it's rubbish and I'm so close to a finish anyway. And now I'm using, so this is 32 count even weave. Look, it's so big it doesn't even fit in the 32 count even weave with DMC 115 variegated thread. I'm going to bring it in for a bit of a close-up. So I've already put in, I put in there 2022. I'm going to have to rip that out, but I've also put in 2024 next to the reindeer there. And I've got this bottom corner to go. So this is a high priority WIP. This will be one that I pull out as much as I can for challenges that fit that one. And I do love it. I do really enjoy working on this one. And I think I will have to find myself another Quaker once that one's completed. Sticking in 2019, this isn't a start for me in 2019. This was an adopt a WIP in 2019 when I went to the Mittagong Stitches retreat. Someone didn't want to complete it, so being horsey, I had to take it. And it is by Custom Crafts Fire and Ice. I've seen this quite a bit over the years of completed, sorry for the glare, of the completed stitch. And this is on a 32 count black even weave. Oh, let me get the needle minder right out of the good bit. And when I adopted this particular WIP, it was a clean cut. So far I have put all that in. And again, this is my only black fabric WIP at the moment. And it took me a long time to get used to it. Once I'm in a groove, it's okay. But it being confetti and full coverage pretty much, it's tiresome, especially working all in the same color. So again, I do like the finished product. I don't mind stitching on it. I just can't stitch on it for long periods of time. So Fire and Ice, it's again good for challenges when, excuse me, good for challenges when I need to do something with eye, or if I need to do something completely in red thread. So loving how that's coming along. Not a focus project for this year. The next one, also 2019 start, is Farmhouse Christmas. This is 9 charts, but I am doing them all on one piece of fabric, which is a 32 count even weave. Are we seeing a little bit of a theme there? And this is currently where I'm up to. So I'm down to the final three blocks. Now I did start using the called for threads on this, but I found that they didn't have much variegation at all, like the chart model pictures shown. So as I'm running out of the overdyes, I'm submitting in with DMC, and you can't even tell the difference. This particular one that I'm working on at the moment is half cherry cobbler and half the DMC. And again, this one is a good challenge project. I am going to rip out this brown. I'm not going to do the whole border around the outside. I am just going to keep it with the white snow border, and I think I'm going to turn it into a pillow. I haven't put the Christmas side in it. It's more a winter project for me. But where was I going with that? Oh, so I'm going to turn it into a pillow, this one, and it's a good challenge project because it's got all different elements in it which can fit different prompts. Again, it's not on my focus list for 2024, but it will get some stitches as I need to pick it up for a prompt. The next one again is a adoption, which I adopted this in 2020 from Christine by Stitch All the Things. We miss you, Christine. She stopped filming this year, sadly. I really enjoyed her channel. So this one, I better get out the cover photo for you, because it's called Choose Your Own Motto Sampler. In the sampler, they've got all I'm saying is you never see me crying and eating tacos at the same time. I'm not going to put that particular saying in. I'm going to put something a bit more relative to me. Probably snarky, I reckon. I want something a bit smart-assy to go in there. Now, this is on a 25 count, and it's 1/1. This was my first attempt on such a high or such a tiny stitch, so it has taken me a long time to get used to it. When I took it over, all I had was from that purple flower to this big one. So I've put a little bit down the side and I've gone right across to the top, sorry, to the other side. And this is on Vintage Country Mocha, which is the one that's printed. And this is using a conversion that Christine put together with all different bits and bobs, which she kindly sent to me with the project when she was giving it up for someone else to do. I don't mind it. It is hard going, a lot of counting. There's a few mistakes in there. I'm not going to point them out because you're not going to see them. Again, not a 2024 focus, but when it comes up, when I need something that fits that particular project, if my focuses don't, then it might come out for some. Okay, so we're moving into 2020 starts. Now this is a favourite and this is a focus piece for 2024. If my prompt suits this project, it gets pulled out, and it is The Gift. It's full coverage, lots of confetti, but I am absolutely adoring this project. It is by an actual artwork by Sandy Lear, and for those who don't know, it's an Anzac piece, which is a memorial piece for our soldiers and also our horses that went to war. So I'm stitching this on 18 count Aida 2/2 on Easy Grid or Easy Guide, the one that washes out, and it is on my floor stand, so I'll have to pop that in here. So here is my current progress of The Gift. Nearly finished another page. Oh, it's probably actually no, still got halfway of that page to go. Loving it how it is coming together. It looks much better through a camera than it does in real life and when you're up close, but loving the watercolor effect that it's having. The next one I'm going to show you again is a focus piece. This was started in 2022, a heartstring samplery, Consider the Lilies. A lot of people are stitching this, and it's a big one. It's a big one. So again, this is a piece that is really great for challenges because there's so many motifs and different things in it that it could quite possibly feel a challenge. So I am, let's say, 2/3 done. So I've done, oh my goodness, it's going to be hard to show you. That is my full arm outstretched. So I've done the full top row of pages and then I've worked down. And I am down into the bottom corner, and yesterday I hit the beginning of the house. So very excited. I just love that peacock. And we are using a number of different, so I'm using some called fors and I'm using some DMCs and I'm using just a few bits and bobs. This one again is on 32 count. This one's a linen actually. Where is it? Yep, it's a linen, 32 count linen 2/2. And I've put my, what did she have in there? Oh yeah, she had her initials and her year. So that's what I've done as well. I am not going to put the religious saying in this. It'll be something homey, and I will not be putting the snake around the tree. And Adam and Eve will turn into Mel and Mr. Patchy Pony, and I will put clothes on them. And yeah, it's just going to be all bits and pieces. So I haven't really changed much else in the chart, but those will be the minor changes I make. One of my favorites, that one. It's just coming along, and when you get so like past the halfway mark on a sampler like that, it gets a bit exciting. Next one, also a 2022. I'm not going to even attempt to say in English this is called Colours of Water, and I am using the DMC for this one. There is no option to really mess with colours because it will affect the outcome. So this is on 32 count linen using the DMC. And I haven't done a huge amount. You do need to count carefully for this one because of the ongoing flow of the swirls. Loving it though. When I do a bit, I do enjoy it, but not a focus for this year. Okay, another favorite of mine that I'm working on, but this one's not a focus until we get Consider the Lilies done, is Blackbird Design, O Joyous Day. Isn't that a sweet little chart? It's not little. Not little like I thought it was. This is stitched on 32 count linen, and this is where I'm up to. This is the bottom, so I'm working up to, actually, no, beg your pardon, this is Vintage Country Mocha. So that is where I'm up to on that one, and I am using my own threads and using some of the called for where I had them, and then just substituting something similar into it. So loving how that one's coming along. I enjoy stitching on this one and look forward to doing more blackbirds, but it's not a focus. Next one is Bluebirds of Happiness. This is part of a sale that I'm doing, which is forgotten now. I've probably got it on here. Do you want to stitch a songbird with renewing stitching? So there's a stitch along for any of the songbirds or any of the birds, any bird project. So Bluebirds of Happiness by Cottage Garden. I've got 2 of these to do. Oh, well, this one and another one. But I just love the pink blossoms. They just remind me of spring so much. Oh, I haven't popped this one off the Q-snap. Now this is I dyed this linen myself just to get something pink. I'm happy with the colour, but the fabric itself is very, very slubby. So this is where I am on Bluebirds of Happiness. I love that little chubby bird. Haven't quite finished him as yet. And I'm using quite a lot of overdyes, but not necessarily the cold overdyes. My cute little needle minder. Yeah, I love this one. I enjoy stitching on it to a degree until the slubs start annoying me and then I have to put it away. But I love how Cottage Garden puts so much detail into their charts that you don't know until you're actually stitching it. Like, those birds are just so gorgeous. Not looking forward to stitching the nest though, I must say. Okay, next in queue is my Singing in the Rain, which is a Madame Chantilly. This is a 2023 start. Got this chart off the freebie table at the Daisy Chain Stitchery Retreat. And this is on a bit of scrap blue linen. Now, take note, red boots, red umbrella, not really my house decor. So I have changed it for a turquoise, which was a Silks for You one. And I've also changed the chicken, so the chicken wasn't stark white. It's I think it's actually another Silks for You. Loving how that's coming along. Again, great challenge piece, especially for you, for umbrella. But not a focus for this year. The next one is Malarkey and Shenanigans by Cherry Hill Stitchery, which I got off Etsy for St. Patrick's Day. I've got a few little pillows already, so I want to add that one to my St. Patrick's Day. I like to have one St. Patrick's Day go. Now this one is on a very loose linen, on a bit of scrap, and using just bits and pieces, and that's how far that I have gotten. And this is the first time that I've been using the sulky the sulky black, and I love it. Absolutely love the sulky, especially on this. So ways to go on that one. Love this needle minder. Ways to go on this one, but again, it's not a focus. It's just when it comes up. Next one is, sorry for looking away, but I'm trying to keep them in order, Kaleidoscope. Now this is one of my favorites. This one was inspired by Liz from Deb, Country Stitches. And that is the chart. It's a Laurie Holt out of one of Laurie Holt's books. And I saw Deb show her colour choices on their program. And I had to copy. I was in love with it. And this was a 32 count, 32 count linen. And I'm using Valdani's. Isn't it beautiful? I just love this. Sorry, just had to sneeze then, so I thought I'd cut that out. These are the Valdani's little balls of gorgeousness. They're a 3-ply stranded cotton, and I just love working on those. And then the light blue is a DMC because I couldn't find something in the Valdani's that suited. But let's have another one. Look at this. I just think that is beautiful. Very, very, very pretty. So, and I didn't realise how small it was going to be. No, I won't have enough room to do a second one. But I've seen that Deb is doing multi-pieces on her one bit of cloth, and it's going to look beautiful. So I might have to copy her choices again. The next one I'm going to show you is part of a sale with Linda from Linda and Leroy. And I've got a few other people that have joined the sale. Pretty Peacock sale. And I am stitching O Feathers by Rosehill Manor. So this is a, oh, we must be into 2024 now. No, we started in November, didn't we? Still 2023. Using all sorts of gorgeous peacocky colours. Not necessarily the called for. This one's on a even weave, thank goodness, because this one needs so much counting. I didn't realise it was going to be how tough this one was going to be. So which way does it go? It goes that way. Excuse the hanging threads. Actually, let me just pull them all aside. And that's where we've got to. This one takes concentration. It really does. And that's only a tiny bit. So my fabric piece is quite large. So this one might take a long time to do. I've sort of got it on my semi-focus because it is a cell. I do like it. And I do enjoy the stitching. I'm only stitching one thread over one. Yes, so I'm stitching, so it's 32. And I'm stitching 1 over 1, and it's still going to be mammoth. This one was started because I didn't have a prompt to fit it. I believe it had to do something you'd take to a party. So I ended up pulling this one out and starting it for the balloons by Stitch Rovia, called Getting Awesome. And this is what I've done on it. This is on a bit of scrap leftovers. It's a 32 count sparklies opalescent even weave, and I'm using DMCs. So this one again is just for prompts when they call, and I'd probably use that for a birthday gift somewhere down the track once it's completed. Next one is More Chocolate Bunnies by Hands On Design. I love this one. This was always on my radar from when it came out, and I probably should work on this for Easter. And this is on a piece of even weave, 32 count. Remove that, and that's where we're up to. So we've done all the bunnies on this one. They are so cute. So again, just a little small that was started to suit a prompt. And this one was also started for a prompt. I can't remember what the prompt was for this one. And this is by Brenda Gervais, Christmas Tea. 32 count even weave on cold fours and mix of DMC. I've got a massive big piece of fabric here for this much stitching. So that cup is mammoth on that project. So, and variegated threads are slow going when you've got to do one cross at a time. So again, that one is not a focus. Surprise, surprise, all the big ones. To do an inventory check because on my list I had got to the bottom of my WIP basket and there's still some in there. So one that I have to re-put back in is the daisy chain Ort tray. Whoop. Now this was a project from last year's goodie bag, and I did make a start on it. And I'm just going to be doing the daisy, not the bottom part of the daisy. And this is using Cottage Garden, what is it? Cottage Garden threads. And I do like the way that's coming along. And I will turn it into the York basket because we've got all the bits and pieces to go with it. So I need to put that in my WIP list and keep it on track. The other one which surprised me that I didn't realise wasn't on my list of WIPs was Madame Chantilly's Christmas, which is one of the tiered trays. Again, another great one for prompts. And this is where I'm up to. I'm not going to take it all completely out because that's, you can see what I've done. And this is on a sparkly white, sparkly ivory fabric using the called for DMCs. Again, it's not a boring stitch, but it's not one that I'm busting to pick up. So I'll just continue to keep using that for my challenges. So the next one, oh, actually, no, there were 3 that I missed out. Life Happens by Georgia Girl. What does she call? Yeah, Georgia Girl Stitching. She has her own Flosstube. So this is, again, type of an Irish one. Haven't made a lot of progress on this one. This is on a raw Zweigart linen, and that's all I've done so far. So, again, another prompt. DMC going everywhere. Sorry, bending down. So I need to put those 3 back in my list because I didn't have them on there. Now, this is a new one, recently started, called, it's a board game sale by Taylor and Cromwell. I'm going to put in, because it's a mystery, I'm going to show you the 2 parts that have been released. And my very sad start. It's going to say games night, but this is all I've got to. And I must say, I wish, I don't know, it's not my... It didn't thrill me, the first release. Maybe I just should have waited and started on one of the game tiles, which next game tile, which has been released, is for Pandemic, which I do like that game. So that'll be fun to do that one. And my newest start, just from the other week, is Maria Finney, which is part of my stitch along for the Finney Friendship Sale. And I am doing this on a 28 count even weave, and I'm doing 1/1. So she's tiny. Tiny, tiny. Whew, we got through them all. I can't believe it. That wasn't as quick as I thought it was going to be. So now I still I've got some giveaway winners that I still haven't heard from. So if you've entered a giveaway from me in previous videos, please go back and have a look. I'm going to do another giveaway today, but it's going to be one that I have to redo. So I had a giveaway for some embroidery charts. It came with the Hearts to Pam package. And they weren't claimed, so I've got, these will all go to one person. So these are the charts for the embroidery. So if you would like to be in the running to have these gifted to you, use the word heart, and then I will select a random comment next video and hopefully get those out to you. Lisa, yours is in the post literally today. I'm so sorry it's taken so long. So if you wanted to stick around and see some ponies, please feel free to do so. And I will be back next month with an update on what you've just seen. But it won't be an update on all of them, of course. It will be on those focus projects. So until then, guys, I will see you later. Bye. Happy mail is the best, isn't it? In my recent video, I was talking about how a Instagrammer had sent some recycled floss cards to a floss tuber in Neat and Not by the Sea, and I just loved that idea of reusing cards. So I sent out a message saying if you wanted to swap some floss drops, especially if you're international, for some Australian ones from food packaging, I was happy to do so. And I've received 3 packages, and I've sent some out too. So these are from Luxembourg, and I just love these ones. These are gorgeous, and I think they're from some tea, but all sorts of just different packaging, and and then you've got the white cardboard on the back to write your floss colour, and then when they get a bit beat up, you just recycle them again. And Maria also sent a little kangaroo cookie cutter that she found at a Christmas festival. It's so cute. So thank you. The second one I got came from Texas, and these are again some Texan, American different foods and so forth, and 2 little needle books, which is such a great idea. A little bit of felt to put your needles in, and the person who sent these to me said they have one in every project. I'm not going to say names because I didn't actually ask permission to do that, so I won't do that today, but they are really cute, so thank you for those. And then the third one came from New Zealand on a sweet little ring with some beads on it that say Mel, and again some different foods, so they're all different from each other. A lovely skein of island blue, appropriate for New Zealand. A little it is a kiwi bird, which I'll turn into a little needle minder, and this beautiful handmade pin. It's just stunning. I love that. And a sticker. But all these packages came with lovely notes and cards, which I will keep and turn into more floss drops. So thank you, ladies. And if you are interested in doing a swap with me for some Australian floss drops, just send me an email and then we can change addresses and I can forward some out to you as well. Future Mel coming back in while editing. I just want to say a big thank you to Lynn X Stitches. She came to Australia recently and on a cruise down to Tassie, and I was going to meet her, but my work commitments didn't allow that. But she still sent this beautiful bag along to me, to one of the other people she was meeting to pass along. And oh, I just love it. I wish actually, do you know what? I am going to move my gift project, even though my gift is on the floor stand. I'm going to put all my threads and my pattern in here because it is poppies, which is in the chart. So thank you, Lynn. I just love it. You do an amazing job, and I'm so sorry I didn't get to see you. So hopefully one day our paths will cross. Mwah.